Hello, Michael Gross here again. Hope you're enjoying your time here at Violet Crown at the Tremors Film Fest. I'm here to introduce Tremors 4, The Legend Begins. Now, a lot of people ask from time to time, what's your favorite Tremors? Well, the first one is naturally, hands down the best. It was my introduction to the franchise and to this wonderful character, Burt Gummer. I have to say I have a real soft spot in my heart for Tremors 4.
Woo!
Because I play a very different sort of character. Burt Gummer is, after all, Burt Gummer. He never changes. He's pretty much who he is. You know what you're dealing with. In this film, I play Burt Gummer's great-grandfather, Hiram Gummer, who transitions from a selfish, snobbish East Coast dandy, completely out of place in this little town of Rejection, Nevada, and looking down his nose at both the town and its inhabitants. So I start in one place, and for an actor, the fun is where do you begin and where do you end? So I had that lovely arc as a character in this, as Hiram Gummer, and that made this really one of my favorites because it gave me a place to begin and a place to go, and a real transition and a learning experience. It's a wonderful group of people with whom I worked. Sarah Botsford as Christine Lord. The late Billy Drago, I'm sorry to say, he was a wonderful actor. Brent Rome as Juan Padilla. Another person we've lost, August Schellenberg, who was part First Nations. He was Canadian. And he plays Tacopa, the Indian. And the entire Chang family, who first initiated Chang's Market. There were some wonderful actors, Ming Lo, Lydia Luke, and Sam Lee. For those of you who care, Lydia Luke can now be found coming and going in General Hospital. She's a recurring person on General Hospital, the soap opera. Ming Lo, who played the husband, is a great photographer as well as an actor and filmmaker. And Sam Lee, who played the young boy, is now a much sought after martial arts stuntsman. So they've all gone on to other things and are having themselves a good time. You may want to watch for them and other things. This piece is mainly about the education of Burt as he first comes to grip with these monsters, which they call dirt dragons in this piece. And he learns he's very adverse to firearms, which is the reason he has hired Blackhand Kelly, this gunslinger, to help him fight these things. He learns a little more about munitions with Blackhand Kelly. He learns actually a little more civility and fairness and maybe humility from Christine Lord, the hotel owner, and the little Chinese boy, Fu Yan. Basic human decency. The wonderful part about this is Burt does learn something in the course of this. He abandons the townspeople to their fate, saying, I throw up my hands, I'm just getting the heck out of here. But upon getting a little further out to Carson City, he receives a telegram learning that the little town of Rejection is now under attack. He sells what remaining goods he has, his remaining fortune, and trades it in for a buckboard full of guns, and rushes back to the town of Rejection to help them fight off the graboids. He, in fact, puts his own life on the line for the people he's come to know and appreciate in the course of this thing. You should also know there are a great number of historical weapons in this piece. I don't know that much about guns myself, but I depend on the kindness of strangers to help me, and among other things, you'll see an actual pre-1900 45-70 caliber Gatling gun. Beautiful antique, which is used in the final scene. So I'll say one other thing about this. I hope I don't bore you too much. I'll say one other thing. A little bit of trivia. When this was first presented to me, I went back to S.S. Wilson and Brent Maddock And producer Nancy Robertson said, I've got an even better idea. Why don't I play Bert's great-grandmother?
Yeah.
Listen, here's my idea. Bert doesn't get that tenacity, that grit, and all that stuff from the male side. Perhaps he gets it from the female side. So I had this impression that Bert's great-grandfather was this tiny little wispy guy who sends away for a mail-order bride from the East, and off the stagecoach steps this 6-foot-tall, tough-assed woman. In fact, where Bert gets his grit. So I wanted to do it, play it as a woman. That is to say, in full. You know, it was not a drag show. It was not making fun of it. In the tradition of men who played women before, in some plays and things like this, and in some films, I wanted to play it straight. But I wanted to play the great-grandmother. Needless to say, that idea did not make the cut. Here is Hiram Gummer, Bert's great-grandfather, in Tremors 4, The Legend Begins, and I hope you enjoy it.
Woo!